So now, Emma, it is time to find out what your Planet Playground is. This essentially is a destination that you adore, which you love, for its destination itself, but also for its sports and adventure highlights too. So, Emma Dodds, tell us what your Planet Playground is.
My Planet Playground is Melbourne. I absolutely love it. I was lucky enough to visit it when I was working in Dubai. So it wasn't too far, wasn't as far as going from the UK, but
a bit
I
closer,
absolutely love it. And what ideally I'd like to do, perhaps when I retire, is go for about 3 months. I'd like to go down to be able to do the Melbourne Cup, which is in November. So do that week at Flemington with the horse racing. You've got Derby Day, then you've got the Melbourne Cup on the Saturday. And then, maybe travel, go up the coast, go to some vineyards, go see the sights in and around it. I know that there's great horse racing, great stables, all of these ones around Melbourne. And then stay on to maybe go to the Boxing Day test at the MCG, and then stay on into the Australian Open, tennis, and then, if time is really not an issue, you could hang on till about March to do the Australian Grand Prix as well. But I'm not sure I've got a 5-month window to spend, but I love Melbourne. I love the food. I love the coffee. I love the way the city is grid-like. It's very like Glasgow. I love it. And I love the sport. And I love the proximity that you have of everything in the city as well. Absolutely fantastic.
You have opened up a can of worms here, because I also adore Melbourne. And like you, I used to travel to Melbourne quite regularly from Dubai in the jobs that we had and what have you. And what a place it is for its sport, its culture as well, its seasonal weather. I love it all. If it was closer to the UK, I would go there every year.
100%.
It would be that's where I go. Let's start on its sport then, because it has everything. And as a sporting city goes, Grand Prix, tennis, horse racing. It's got a great rugby scene, Aussie rules, of course. It's got a great football scene as well. And what I love about it is that it was the first city in the Southern Hemisphere to host the Olympics. And that essentially sporting district that was built for that Olympics now stages so much of its sport, the MCG there as well. You walk in there and it's like a sports theme park, isn't it? The Australian Open's in there as well. Literally everything is sort of in different zones around the same district. And you could go in the morning, you could go to this sporting event, cross the road and go to another sporting event in the afternoon. It's just marvellous.
Oh, it's marvellous. And we stayed in a hotel not so far away from the stadiums. So you could just walk across the road. And there's a brilliant sport museum. I think it's in the MCG that we went to. And it is incredible. It's got like Ian Thorpe's trainers, which are off the scale of this screen, because his feet were so big. The old Torpedo when he was winning, Olympic medals and things like that. The other thing I love about it is pretty much, it might have just been the crowds I was socialising in, but pretty much everybody there loves sport as well. They love doing sport at lunchtime. Everyone goes out for a run. The weather obviously helps, but you touched on it. It is seasonal weather, which is one thing I really missed in Dubai. I love the fact they have seasons there. But so they've got this lovely weather at this time of year. Everyone can get up in the morning, go for a jog, and they go alongside the sort of riverside. There's great food, fantastic, great coffee. And then, like you say, you can go in and take in another sporting event. You're totally spoilt for choice.
And also, it's not far to travel. I think it's only an hour or so in the car to get down to the south coast, isn't it? And then the beautiful coastline. You're right about the vineyards in the Yarra Valley. The other, talking of restaurants, bars, along on the river in the city centre, there's a wonderful bar that's almost on a barge as well, because the decking sort of stretches out over the river. It's right outside Flinders Street train station. I forget the name of it, but there's a brilliant bar there. And then there's a bar in the middle of the river, but like underneath the bridge, if you can remember that one. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have a look.
We went to one you had to go into a casino and then go upstairs, and it was like a bar stroke club, and it had a lovely big balcony that overlooked the river. And in the evening, the river was like shooting out flames and stuff, and it was really cool, really, really nice. And Guy Grossi as well, when I went down there, I actually met him, he's a chef. I think he used to actually do a TV show in Australia, like a food TV show. I met him when we worked in Dubai. He was cooking at an event and I met him, and he said, make sure you let me know if you ever come to Melbourne. So I emailed them and we got a table there, and he came out to see us, and the food was unbelievable. Guy Grossi, it was an Italian restaurant smack bang in the middle of Melbourne. That was a great restaurant. Yeah, very good. But yeah, Melbourne, honestly, if you're heading that way, go to Melbourne.
I think the MCG is up there, isn't it, as one of the best sporting venues in the world. And Melbourne, of course, also has the Marvel Stadium. Not sure if it's still called the Marvel Stadium, but the other big stadium in the city. But the MCG, you mentioned the Boxing Day test. I think that has to, if you can tick that off in your life, you're doing well. But just to go to the MCG, even just for a stadium tour, to see it, it's over 100,000 capacity, isn't it? It's what a sight that is.
When we went, there was like a local county match on what we would call county cricket over here, and there was about 100 fans in, so it wasn't. But it was still cool to see a cricket match. And then when they went off for their interval, we were able to go and stand on the side of the turf, so we were actually able to go down onto the grass and just standing. It's like a coliseum. That's how I would describe it. It's so intimidating that I can't even imagine if you're the two guys at the crease for England in the Ashes. You know, against that crowd, it would be quite an intimidating arena. But yeah, it's something special. Yeah, like you say, even if it's a first stadium tour, go. Because even if you're not even into cricket, as an actual stadium, a sporting arena, it's one of the best. And you can feel the history in it. I'm a big believer that you can feel history when you go into stadiums. Like, I think even if it's empty, you can sort of feel what's gone before you type of thing. And that makes me sound like a bit crazy, but I genuinely believe that.
It's actually quite remarkable how versatile that stadium is as well, because it's obviously used for cricket. It's used for Aussie rules. I've been to a grand final there, which essentially is like Australia's
That's another
Super Bowl.
one that I'd love to go to.
Yeah, it's essentially like Australia's version of a US Super Bowl, isn't it? And it's, halftime entertainment and all of that. That was a spectacular day. And that's a great time to go to Melbourne because, of course, they do the parade with the two teams a couple of days before the big game and all of that. It's a great place. Also at the MCG, I mean, football as well is played there a lot now. I remember at the end of last season, Newcastle United played there in the post-season tour of Australia. They played Tottenham at the MCG. So you can see all sorts of sport in that stadium. But yeah, just to see the stadium, whether it's for a live sporting event or just to walk around it and have a look, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And it's just a cracking city.
And they all say the Aussie Open is it's the happy Open or the fun Open. How do they describe the Australian Open in tennis? It's like the Grand Slam that's everyone has a great time at. Everyone's in a good mood. The Party Open, is it? It's
Party
one of those
Open,
things.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a Party Open, yeah. And it is because Wimbledon's obviously got its sort of rules and regulations and traditions, whereas I think the Aussie Open, it's basically just come and have a good time, which is what we're all here for.
Well, Emma, Melbourne is your Planet Playground. We'll add it to the list. And what a wonderful Planet Playground that is. So much sport, loads of adventure, and all importantly, vineyards close by as well.
Exactly. That's what I look at, the proximity of vineyards.
You can find out much more about Emma Dodds Planet Playground, Melbourne, at myplanetplayground.com. And you can also watch our full conversation as we explore our world through sport and adventure right here.